All right, let's talk first about what's going to happen next week. So each week, always going to be demonstrating how things went throughout the week. So two ways of doing this. You can submit video performances just like you did with all that test stuff, or you can do it at the beginning of the class. So if you decide to, let's say, send in a video, if you are not hitting 240 beats per minute, actually let me think about how I want to say that again. All right, scrap that. First thing, if you want to send in the video, if you can record the entire practice session, that's perfect. I'll just make sure I watch how it starts, check out like the middle, and then watch the fastest speed. And then if anything seems off, I can kind of jump around your practice session, see where is everything going well and when does it break down. So that's option one there. Record the whole practice session, send it on over, and then I'll just check out little spots, make sure everything is sounding well. Second option is we'll have you perform everything at the beginning of class. I will ask you what's the fastest speed that you got for everything, and then I'll have you work things up to like usually 20 beats per minute under your max. And depending on how fast you did get, I will ask you to go up in 20s. Sometimes it will be 10 beats per minute. Sometimes it'll be 5. If it's a really difficult thing, it'll be 5s. The other option, the third thing, if you are hitting 240 or faster before the next class, make a video of that and send it over as soon as you can. This way, we can be a bit more efficient with what we're working on. So let's say you get number one up to like 250. Make a video, send that over, and I'll let you know if yes or no, you definitely got it or it still needs work. If you definitely get it, I'll be like, cool, you're done with that, just focus on the rest. If you get all three, then if there's time, I'll give you another thing to work on. If there isn't time, I'll just let you know that you got it, you're done. You graduated that thing, and then just focus on scales instead. So, let's demonstrate everything here. Remember, you're going to focus very hard on making sure everything is clean. So no reverb, no delay, but definitely keep the distortion on. For the higher pitch strings, you will use your index finger for the muting. The lower pitch strings, you're going to use your right hand. So just, if you need to, tilt your hand back a bit. So instead of having it like this, tilt it this way, and then the inside of your hand can rest on those lower pitch strings better. If you can have your hand tilted like this and still mute well, that's fine. Just make sure you're keeping contact with those lower strings that are not in use. Anytime you hear strings ringing out, we don't want that. We only want to have the notes ringing out that are being fretted. I mean, if it was like an open chord, sure, we want those. Basically, we only want to hear the notes we want to hear, right? Anything else that's not supposed to be heard, we got to eliminate it. So, if that means you have to stop several times as you're working things up, that's okay. Address the muting issue as soon as you hear it, every single time. That's the only way it's going to get better and get fixed permanently. Okay? Okay. So, demo time. So as it says, you're going to work all this stuff up with no repeat first. You only add in the repetitions after you reach your 10 minutes or if you max out in less than 10 minutes. That's the only time. So, just to make these recaps efficient, I will not be doing repeats for everything. I will for the first one, just to make sure we understand how it's supposed to be done. But I'm going to be playing things just one time through at 4 different speeds here, just so you got a decent amount of demonstration so you know exactly how things are supposed to look and sound. So we are going to be alternate picking this stuff. So if it's a down beat, we pick down. If it is an upbeat, we pick up. So that does mean that's a downstroke there, and that will also be a downstroke here because that is on the down beat. So here we go, 60 beats per minute. 1, 2, 3, 4. One 20, 1, 2, 3, 4. 180, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 240, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. And back down to 200 to demonstrate the repeat. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Try it again. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Make sure you are hitting the resolve note as you work all this stuff up. It is important. All right, here we go with number 2. 60 beats per minute. 1, 2, 3, 4. One 20. 1, 2, 3, 4. 180. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 240. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. And number 3. So yeah, the repeat sign is at the end here for a good reason. I want you to have all 4 of those beats to go from the B string back down to the low E string. So I will demo this at the faster speed with a repeat so you hear exactly how it should go. 60 beats per minute. 1, 2, 3, 4. 120. 1, 2, 3, 4. 180. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 240. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. With the repeat, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. All right, scales, that's right. I'm going to grab that real quick. Let's see, mode and scale theory. Key of C. I hope that's the one I sent. I'll double check. All right, opening it up right now. Because I've had 2 different versions of this. One that is color coded and one that is not. So I don't remember which one I sent you, but I should send you this anyway. Alright, so basically I want you to focus on learning one scale shape at a time. And we have a different shape for each note that we're starting on. And at the very bottom, that is every natural note on the fretboard, at least up to the 19th fret. So it is very important to learn one shape at a time. So the color-coded stuff is to help visualize things a little easier. There are 3 patterns that make up all of these scale shapes. The red is for 2 whole steps. So when you start here, from your index finger, you go up a whole step, and then you go up another whole step. The green, you go up a half step, then a whole step. The blue, you go up a whole step, then a half step. So every single one of these scales uses a combination of those 3. So I will send over, I'm going to try my best to remember this. I want to send a video where I am doing like a response reaction thing to a video that discusses this whole color-coded system very well. The reaction I want you to have, because there is a part in the original video he incorrectly says something about soloing over modes. So I'll send you the link to the original one too, so you can check that out. But just to quickly sum it up, you always have these patterns happening in the same order. Like if there was an infinite fretboard, you would see it happening the same way over and over and over again. But basically, after you're done with the whole step, the half whole comes next every time. And you can only have that happen 2 times in a row here, the half whole step. And after the half whole, the whole half always comes next. And this is when you're ascending. And that's always done twice as well. The whole step can happen 3 times in a row. But it's always going to go in that order. So after the whole half ends, as you see down here, the whole half has come to an end, then it goes whole. So it's always like that. 2 wholes, half whole, whole half. So that's why this is color-coded, to help you see that a little bit better. And actually, I need to pull this up in a different program, because I need to show something, or I want to show something to help visualize this even more. I really need to make a video on this again. Anyway, I say that because I've been saying this so many times over and over again. Alright. We're going to look at here. Let me actually zoom in a bit. Things to help you remember this even more. So, every one of these is connected. So we're in the key of C, also known as the key of A minor. So basically all your natural notes. We do have mode information over here, which we will not get into right now. We will eventually, but not yet. The main thing here is just learn the shapes. So anytime you're playing a scale, you're playing a big part of another scale. So if I get rid of the first... Wow, my mouse just totally spazzed out on me. Alright, if we get rid of the first note of each string here, and the last note of each string here, we are left with the exact same shape. This will happen every single time. We get rid of the first note here for each string, the last note of each string here. Again, we are left with the same shape. So if you can remember how one shape begins, that can tell you how the next shape is going to begin. Another thing that's helpful. See how this shape ends on the 10, 12, 13. So the notes that finish off the scale shape on the high E string will be the same notes that begin the next scale shape on the low E string. So again, we have 10, 12, 13 on the high E, while on the next shape we begin 10, 12, 13 on the low E. The next one, or here we end 12, 13, 15. The next one begins 12, 13, 15. And then once more, we'll come down here to the open position. 1, 3, 5 to end E Phrygian. 1, 3, 5 to begin F Lydian. And then down here, we have, again, all the natural notes laid out. Oops, let's change that size. So like the first scale shape you'll be learning, C Ionian, or the C major scale, is right in there. And then that D Dorian, the next scale shape, is right there. And then we got these two on screen, so let's highlight those. So there is the Aeolian shape, or your natural minor scale, the A minor scale. And here is that B Locrian shape. So this bottom part is a great way to help you visualize the entire fretboard after you get this whole thing memorized. Very useful for doing guitar solos. You can just look at that and just start fiddling around, which we will definitely do. So yeah, playing that scale shape, use the same fingers you like going up and back down. So if you start off 8, 10, 12 with your first, third, and fourth finger, but I don't think you will. I think you were doing whole step with your middle finger, which is fine. Just make sure you do that every time. So for you, it seems like the best thing for you to do is anytime you have a whole step stretch, make sure you use your first, second, and fourth. Every single time, no matter where on the fretboard you are, if it is the half step, whole step, use your first, second, and fourth. And then for the whole step, half step, use your first, third, and fourth. Basically, with this whole 3 notes per string system, you will always be playing your first and fourth finger, and then use your second or third finger to fill in that middle note each string. I need to use my ring finger for the whole step stretches, but it's totally fine you use your middle finger instead. So again, you're going to learn one shape at a time. Holy crap, this is almost 20 minutes long. Anyway, so you want to have it memorized. When you can play it about that level of comfort, then start working on memorizing the D Dorian shape. Then, when you can play both of those back to back from memory, then you add in the E Phrygian. Play the E Phrygian starting up on the 12th fret first, and then after that, learn the E Phrygian in the open position. So again, learn the one up here first. Did I play a wrong note? And then the open position. So, any questions with that stuff, please let me know. And that is that. Alright, I'll see you again next week.